Hey, now wow. This young man don't come again, oh. This guy don't throw one challenge. He dey boast based on his integrity. And he dey call himself the number one man as far as integrity is concerned. Nobody voted for him, oh. Now nobody even elected him into any office. And he dey beat his chest. So now he be number one as far as integrity is concerned. Even those we are paying to have integrity, they have not come outside to say that they be number one man. Those we voted into office when say that they're supposed to have that integrity, because that's what we are paying them for them to be faithful to the constitution, for them to be faithful with the office, faithful to Nigeria. They know they come outside say they get integrity. They know they boast like this. And that's the reason why Nigeria is on her knees. Nigeria is begging for people with integrity. Can everybody in position of leadership come outside and boast and say, okay, anybody can come with any kind of auditor and come and audit our accounts? We will never be found wanting. See, Nigeria started a race with other countries. Nigeria, they run. Initially, Nigeria, they run fast. Other countries, they go. And after a while, Nigeria started going backwards. You know? Some people tied a rope for Nigeria waist. They drag Nigeria backwards. When other countries, they run, they go forward. And one of that rope is lack of integrity, lack of accountability. We must see Nigeria as a responsibility. You as a political leaders, Nigeria is a responsibility. You as a citizen, Nigeria is a responsibility. And for that responsibility to be well taken care of, you need this ingredient, integrity. You need accountability. When you lack these things, Nigeria will continue to be on her knees. Nigeria has been begging for power for many, many years. Power is not there. Nigeria has been begging for quality roads. But those roads are nowhere to be found. This young man now is coming here to boast. And I want us to see it as a challenge. Let's listen together.
All right, so next year, I'll be going to Zenith Bank. I don't know if this will be possible, but I'll talk to them about it. Zenith Bank, from next year, I want anybody in Nigeria to be able to get into any Zenith Bank and print the bank statement of this NGO so that everybody can go through it and see the money, how the money is being spent. Integrity, 100%. 100%. That's what I want. Clean. I said, nobody reach me for integrity for this country. There's nobody. I will tell you for free. So from next year.
You dey hear? Can you hear that? He's beating his chest. Say nobody, oh. As far as integrity is concerned, nobody. No politician. No political office holder. No law enforcer. I wish we would take up this challenge. You see, when you drive on the road and there's a police officer there that is not even ready to check any of your document, is just wanting you to just give them money, that is stealing. That's corruption. That's lack of integrity. We see integrity missing in a lot of offices, even religious leaders. Can you call for auditors to come and audit that church account? Let's see what's going on, what's coming in. Let's balance it. If everything would check out. See, the lack of integrity, it cut across a lot of sectors. and it starts from the individuals. Many times I would focus on institutions because I know when institutions are built, when leaders are ready to build institutions, those institutions will correct the citizens. They will correct the followership. Let's assume that the police is there to enforce the law and they are doing it according to the letter. You know, a lot of people will avoid crime. A lot of people will respect the police. In other words, integrity is in that police force. Let's move on to the House of Assembly. We are just hearing now that the tax law 2025 that was ratified by the National House of Assembly is different from what the presidency signed into law. Somebody has dropped the ball. Somebody had lacked integrity in that within that chain of the law that was ratified in the House of Assembly moving to the presidency. Somebody has dropped the ball, either from the presidency or from the National House of Assembly, if the allegations are true. In our traditional institutions, our kingships, those people that are given chieftaincy titles, how much are they paying for it? Don't think that those things are free. If these people tell you how much they pay to get these things, they will just create an elaborate occasion and they'll just install them, and you don't know what had been exchanged. Are they buying those positions? We need transparency. We need integrity. Nigeria is on her knees begging for this. Not until we have this in our polity, the people cannot have the spirit of patriotism. There's a way Nigeria makes you to lose the spirit of patriotism. Because everybody naturally, as they are born, they have that spirit of love for their country. But there's a way environment shapes you. And when people lack that spirit of patriotism, they move out of the country, they go to the West, they see how things are done, they now understand, okay, what patriotism is. Patriotism means that you love your country. And when you love something, you don't want to hurt it. You must see Nigeria as a responsibility. You must be accountable to it. And that accountability means that you must show integrity. We need integrity in our presidency. We need integrity in among our lawmakers. We need integrity in the police. We need integrity in our private sectors. We need integrity in the church. We need integrity in the mosques. We need integrity in every area of the country. Now, based on this ongoing saga with respect to the 2025 tax laws, I want us to go over a particular video.
To help us evaluate the significance of this allegation to public trust and political landscape, I am joined by Reverend Canon Goke Omidodun. Of course, is an architect and chairman of Afenifere in Osun State. Thank you so much for coming around.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, how serious are the allegations that the tax reform laws may or might have been altered after passage, and what constitutional implications could this have?
Well, let me start off with a caveat that you just said. I am a priest and also an architect. I am not a lawyer. So perhaps constitutional lawyers are in the best position to talk about consequences. But as a Nigerian citizen, and I can say as a student of law, I can still say a few things, but I may not be an authority.
Okay.
Now, as to whether that was right or wrong, once the investigations are clear, because now it is the word of the presidency saying, no, it is not true, there are no alterations, against the word of the particular members of the National Assembly insisting that, yes, there were alterations. And if at all there were alterations, then whatever was signed by the president then is different from what is supposed to be law for Nigeria and therefore becomes defective. And I am almost sure that if challenged in court, then the courts will say that, no, that's not the law that was passed by the National Assembly, because the president alone cannot just write up something or sign just anything. It must be as passed by both houses of the National Assembly. In fact, nothing that is passed by one house, say the House of Representatives, must be materially different, either in wordings or intent, from that is passed by the Senate. And therefore, nothing should also be materially different by the time the two houses agree and pass and send to the president for signature. So if anything is discovered to be different, either figures or wordings, and therefore the spirit and letter of the law will be different from what originally the intent was, then it is defective and cannot stand. I strongly believe that if challenged in court, if...
You heard that? There is a discrepancy right now. And behind every allegations like this, there are some element of truth. I just hope we can get some investigative journalists who can just show us what was ratified and what was signed. Let's just see the difference as clear as day. There won't be any kind of denial if we can see the difference. If they match, then there should not be any issue. But if they don't match, then, somebody have dropped the ball. We've shown to the world again that we lack integrity in one of our institutions. You know what I always say, that Nigeria needs patriots. Nigeria needs patriots. So I would remind you again that one of the letters in what I call patriots is integrity. The I is integrity. Okay? We need people that has integrity to run Nigeria. People that can show us the spirit of patriotism. Otherwise, generations yet unborn will continue to, come and go without understanding what patriotism is. Okay? Remember again, I am, the angry Nigeria patriots, and I'm just here to deliver my 2 cents. And that's it for now.